My girlfriend said it was just a study group with classmates. 24 hours later, her affair with the professor was exposed and her entire world collapsed. But what I told her when she came crying back will shock you. I had zero sympathy left. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insane, true stories of betrayal and revenge. I was sitting on our couch watching Netflix when Emma walked into our apartment looking nervous. She had that fake casual expression she always got when she was about to lie to me. We'd been together for 2 years, and I could read her like a book by now. "Hey babe, I'm heading out for a study group tonight." She grabbed her backpack and started stuffing books into it. "Study group for which class?" I didn't look away from the TV, but I was paying attention to every word. "Advanced Psychology with Professor Martinez. We have that huge exam next week, and a few of us are getting together to review." "Sounds productive. Where are you meeting?" "The library. Second floor study rooms." She was avoiding eye contact now, which was always a red flag. "Who else is going to be there?" "Just some classmates, Sarah and Mike and a couple other people from class." I nodded and smiled. "Well then, study hard. I hope you learned something useful." She kissed my cheek and headed for the door. "I'll probably be late, so don't wait up." "Take your time. Education is important." As soon as she left, I grabbed our shared iPad from the coffee table. Emma had no idea that when she'd synced her phone to our family account months ago, I could see her location any time I wanted. Call it paranoia or call it preparation, but something about her behavior lately had been bothering me. I opened the Find My app and watched the little dot that represented Emma's phone. Instead of heading toward campus and the library, she was driving in the opposite direction, toward the expensive part of town where the faculty lived. 20 minutes later, her dot stopped moving. I zoomed in on the location and felt my stomach drop. She was at 247 Maple Street. I quickly Googled the address and found exactly what I expected to find. It was Professor Martinez's house. I took a screenshot of her location with the timestamp. Then I sat back and tried to process what I was seeing. Emma wasn't at a study group with classmates. She was at her professor's house, alone. I'd suspected something was going on for weeks. She'd been staying late after his class, talking about him constantly, getting defensive when I asked questions about her schedule. But seeing the proof was different than just having suspicions. My phone buzzed with a text from Emma. "Study group is going great, learning so much. Won't be home until really late." I stared at the message for a long moment, then typed back, "Glad you're getting so much out of it. Take all the time you need." Then I took another screenshot of her location, still at his house. I spent the next 3 hours taking screenshots every 30 minutes. Emma's phone never moved from Professor Martinez's address. By midnight, I had a complete timeline of her lying to me and being at his house for over 4 hours. But instead of confronting her, I decided to do some research. I found Professor Martinez on the university website. 45 years old, married, 2 kids. His wife was listed as Dr. Rebecca Martinez and worked at the Children's Hospital downtown. I also found the university's policy on academic misconduct. Relationships between faculty and students were strictly prohibited. Violations could result in termination for the professor and expulsion for the student. By the time Emma came home at 2 a.m, I was already planning my next move. "How was the study group?" I asked when she climbed into bed smelling like cologne that definitely wasn't mine. "Really productive. I feel much better about the exam now." "I'm sure you learned a lot." "Definitely. Professor Martinez really knows how to make the material stick." "I bet he does." "Well, get some sleep. You've had a long night of studying." The next morning after Emma left for her first class, I got to work. I compiled all the screenshots into a detailed timeline showing exactly where she'd been and for how long. Then I wrote 2 very different emails. The first one went to Dr. Rebecca Martinez at the hospital. I included the screenshots and a simple message. "I thought you should know where your husband was last night. He wasn't working late like he probably told you. My girlfriend Emma Thompson is a student in his advanced psychology class. The timestamps show she was at your house from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but you deserve to know the truth." The second email went to the Dean of Academic Affairs at the university. I included the same screenshots along with Emma's student ID number and a formal complaint about the inappropriate relationship between a faculty member and student. I sent both emails at exactly 9 a.m. and then sat back to wait for the fireworks. By noon, my phone was ringing. It was Emma calling from campus, and she sounded panicked. "David, something terrible is happening. Can you come pick me up?" "What's wrong?" "I can't explain over the phone. Please just come get me. I'm outside the psychology building." I found Emma sitting on the steps looking like her world was ending. Her face was red and blotchy from crying, and she was shaking. "What happened?" I sat down next to her and tried to look concerned. "Someone reported Professor Martinez to the university. They're saying he's having inappropriate relationships with students." "That's awful. Who would do something like that?" "I don't know, but they have evidence. Screenshots and timelines and everything. The dean called him into a meeting this morning, and now there's going to be a full investigation." "Evidence of what exactly?" She looked at me with panic in her eyes. "Evidence that students were at his house after hours." "Were they?" "David, I need to tell you something." "I'm listening." "Last night I wasn't really at a study group." "No kidding." "I was at Professor Martinez's house, but it's not what you think." "What do I think, Emma?" "You think I'm cheating on you, but I'm not. We were just talking about my thesis and career opportunities, and it got late, so I stayed for dinner." "You stayed for dinner until 2 in the morning. How do you know what time I got home?" "Because I was awake when you came to bed smelling like another man's cologne." Her face went even redder. "David, please let me explain." "Explain what? How you lied to me about where you were going? How you spent 4 hours at a married professor's house? How you came home smelling like you'd been doing more than discussing your thesis?" "It's not what it looks like." "What does it look like, Emma?" "Like I'm having an affair." "Are you?" She was quiet for a long moment. "It's complicated." "It's really not complicated. Either you're sleeping with your professor or you're not. We haven't slept together. But you want to—" "I don't know what I want." "You know what you don't want? You don't want the consequences of getting caught." "David, please, I need your help. If this investigation finds anything, I could be expelled. Maybe you should have thought about that before you started whatever this is. I never meant for it to go this far." "How far has it gone, Emma?" "We've just been spending time together, talking, getting to know each other." "At his house while lying to me about it." "I knew you wouldn't understand." "Understand what? That my girlfriend wants to sleep with her married professor?" "I don't want to sleep with him." "Then why are you sneaking around to spend time with him?" "Because he understands me in a way you don't." That hurt more than I expected it to. "How does he understand you differently than I do?" "He's older, more experienced. He sees potential in me that you don't see." "What potential is that?" "Academic potential. Career potential. He thinks I could get into a PhD program." "And I don't?" "You've never really taken my academic goals seriously." "That's not true, Emma. I've supported everything you've wanted to do." "You've tolerated it. There's a difference." "So you started an emotional affair with your professor because I don't support your career goals enough?" "It's not an affair." "What would you call it then?" "A mentorship that got complicated." "Complicated how?" She looked away. "We have feelings for each other." "What kind of feelings?" "Romantic feelings." "So you are having an affair." "We haven't done anything physical." "Yet." "David, I'm confused about what I want. I love you, but I also have feelings for him." "You can't have both, Emma." "Why not?" "Because that's not how relationships work. You don't get to keep your boyfriend while developing feelings for someone else." "I never meant for this to happen." "But it did happen, and now you have to choose." "I don't want to choose." "You already chose. You chose him the minute you decided to lie to me and sneak around." "I chose to explore my feelings. That's different." "No, it's not. You chose to prioritize your feelings for him over your relationship with me." My phone buzzed with a text message. I looked at it and couldn't help but smile. "What is it?" Emma asked. "Nothing important." "David, please. I need you to help me figure out how to handle this investigation." "I don't think I can help you with that." "Why not?" "Because I'm the one who reported you." Her face went completely white. "What?" "I'm the one who sent the screenshots to the university. And to his wife." "You what?" "I tracked your location last night, Emma. I know exactly where you were and for how long. I have time-stamped screenshots of everything." "You were spying on me?" I was confirming what I already suspected. How could you do this to me? How could you lie to me and cheat on me? I wasn't cheating. You were emotionally cheating, and you were planning to physically cheat. You don't know that. Yes, I do. Because you just told me you have romantic feelings for him. She started crying harder. David, you've ruined everything. I didn't ruin anything. You ruined it when you decided to pursue another man. I wasn't pursuing him, we were just talking. You were developing romantic feelings for him while lying to your boyfriend about it. That's pursuing him. You've destroyed my academic career. You destroyed your academic career when you started an inappropriate relationship with your professor. It wasn't inappropriate. The university disagrees with you. They could expel me. They probably will expel you. And you're okay with that? I'm okay with you facing consequences for your choices. I thought you loved me. I did love you, past tense. So you're breaking up with me? I'm breaking up with someone who lies to me and cheats on me. If that's you, then yes. I want to work this out. There's nothing to work out, Emma. You chose him over me. I didn't choose him. I'm still here with you. You're here with me because he's about to lose his job and his marriage. If none of this had come out, you'd still be sneaking around with him. That's not true. Isn't it, be honest, Emma? If I hadn't exposed this relationship, where would it have gone? She didn't answer. That's what I thought. My phone rang. It was a number I didn't recognize. David, this is Dr. Rebecca Martinez. I got your email. Emma's eyes went wide when she heard the name. Hello, Dr. Martinez. I wanted to thank you for telling me about my husband's affair. I'm sorry you had to find out this way. I confronted him this morning and he confessed everything. We're filing for divorce. I looked at Emma, who was staring at me in horror. I'm sorry this happened to your family. I'm not sorry. I'm grateful someone finally told me the truth. My husband has been lying to me for months. What's going to happen with the university investigation? He's being terminated immediately, and the student involved is facing expulsion. Emma grabbed my arm and whispered, "Please don't let her know I'm here." I gently removed her hand. Dr. Martinez, the student's name is Emma Thompson. She's actually sitting right here next to me. Put her on the phone. I handed Emma my phone. She looked at me with pure betrayal in her eyes. Hello? Emma's voice was barely a whisper. I couldn't hear what Dr. Martinez was saying, but Emma's face got paler with every word. I'm sorry, Emma kept repeating. I'm so sorry. After a few minutes, she handed the phone back to me. Dr. Martinez? Thank you again for your honesty, David. I hope you find someone who deserves your loyalty. I hope your divorce goes smoothly. It will. I'm taking him for everything he's worth. After I hung up, Emma just stared at me. She's divorcing him because of me. She's divorcing him because he's a cheater. His career is over. Good. His kids are going to grow up with divorced parents. That's his fault, not yours. You destroyed an entire family. I exposed a cheater. He destroyed his own family. I could have ended it before it went too far. You didn't want to end it. You wanted to see where it would go. I was confused. You were selfish. I never meant for anyone to get hurt. You meant for me to get hurt. You just didn't want to face consequences for hurting me. Emma stood up from the steps. I need to go talk to the dean. Try to explain my side of the story. Your side of the story is that you lied to your boyfriend to pursue a married professor. Good luck explaining that. I hate you. You hate that you got caught. I hate that you ruined my life. You ruined your own life, Emma. I just made sure you couldn't ruin mine, too. We could have worked through this. There's nothing to work through. You chose someone else. I chose to explore my options. Same thing. David, please, I'll do anything to fix this. There's nothing to fix, it's over. What about our apartment, our life together? You'll need to find somewhere else to live. I can't afford rent on my own. You should have thought about that before you decided to risk everything for a married professor. Where am I supposed to go? That's not my problem anymore. You're just going to abandon me? I'm not abandoning you. I'm refusing to be your safety net while you pursue other men. I wasn't pursuing other men, just him. That's worse, not better. Why is it worse? Because you were willing to throw away everything we had for one specific person. That means you really thought he was worth more than me. I didn't think that. Yes, you did. You thought he was worth the risk of losing me. I thought I could have both. You thought you could string me along while you figured out if you wanted to be with him instead. That's not what I thought. That's exactly what you thought. You wanted to keep me as your backup plan while you tested the waters with him. David, please don't do this. I'm not doing anything, Emma. You already did it. She started walking toward the psychology building, then turned back to me. You know what? Maybe I did want to see what it would be like with someone else. Maybe I was curious about whether there was something better out there. Thank you for finally being honest. And you know what else? Maybe there was something better out there. Maybe he did understand me in ways you never could. Maybe he did. So why are you punishing me for trying to find happiness? I'm not punishing you for trying to find happiness. I'm protecting myself from someone who thinks happiness means cheating on your partner. I wasn't cheating. You were emotionally cheating and planning to physically cheat. You don't know what I was planning. I know you weren't planning to stop seeing him. Maybe I wasn't. Then you got exactly what you wanted. You're free to pursue whatever makes you happy. What I wanted was to explore my options without losing what I already had. Emma's phone started ringing. She looked at it, and her face went pale again. It's the dean's office. You should probably answer that. Will you come with me? No. Please, David, I need support right now. You should have thought about that before you decided you needed support from someone else. She answered the phone, and I could hear the dean's voice even from where I was sitting. Miss Thompson, this is Dean Williams. I need you to come to my office immediately to discuss your academic status. Can I bring someone with me for support? You can bring anyone you'd like, but I should warn you that the evidence against you is substantial. Screenshots showing you at Professor Martinez's residence for several hours while claiming to be at a study group. Emma looked at me with desperation in her eyes. I'll be right there, she told the dean. After she hung up, she turned to me one more time. This is really how you want this to end? With me losing everything? This is how you chose for it to end when you decided to lie to me and pursue someone else. I made one mistake. You made a series of choices that led to this moment. The only mistake you made was thinking you wouldn't get caught. Please come with me to the dean's office. No, Emma. You made this mess by yourself, and you can clean it up by yourself. I love you. You love the security I provided. You don't love me. That's not true. If you loved me, you wouldn't have developed romantic feelings for someone else. People can love more than one person. Not while they're in committed relationships. David, please, I'm begging you. You should have begged me to forgive you before I found out the truth. Begging me after you got caught doesn't mean anything. She walked away toward the administration building, and I sat on the steps watching her go. My phone buzzed with another text from an unknown number. This is Professor Martinez. I know what you did, and I want you to know that you've destroyed innocent lives. I typed back quickly. I exposed a cheater. You destroyed your own life. Emma is a good person who made one mistake. Emma is a liar who pursued a married man. She was confused about her feelings. She was selfish about her feelings. You didn't have to ruin her academic career. She ruined her own academic career when she started an inappropriate relationship with her professor. We never did anything physical. You were planning to... You don't know that. I know that you encouraged a student to lie to her boyfriend so she could spend time at your house developing romantic feelings. It wasn't like that. It was exactly like that. I could lose my tenure. You should lose your tenure. I have a family to support. You should have thought about that before you decided to cheat on your wife with a student. Please don't make this worse than it already is. She destroyed her own future. He stopped texting after that. An hour later, Emma came back to where I was sitting. She looked completely defeated. I'm expelled, she said quietly. I figured. Effective immediately. I can't finish the semester or transfer my credits anywhere. That's unfortunate. 2 years of college down the drain. You should have thought about that before you decided to risk it all for a married professor. He's been fired too. Good. His wife is taking the kids and moving back to her parents' house in another state. I hope she finds happiness. You really don't feel bad about any of this? I feel bad that you put me in a position where I had to choose between protecting myself and protecting you. You chose to protect yourself. I chose to protect myself from someone who was lying to me and cheating on me. I wasn't cheating. You were developing romantic feelings for someone else while lying to me about it. That's cheating. I was confused. You were selfish. And now my life is ruined. Your life isn't ruined, Emma. You just have to face consequences for your choices. My academic career is over. You can start over at a different school. No school is going to accept me with this on my record. Then maybe you learned a valuable lesson about making better choices. The lesson I learned is that you can't trust anyone. The lesson you should learn is that choices have consequences. I trusted you with my feelings and you used them against me. You lied to me about your feelings and I protected myself from further lies. I told you I was confused. You told me after you got caught. Because I knew you'd react like this. You knew I'd react like someone who'd been lied to and cheated on. I knew you'd be jealous and possessive. I was protective of my relationship. There's a difference. You were controlling. I was honest, which is more than I can say for you. Emma sat down next to me one more time. So what happens now? Now you move out and we both move on with our lives. Can we at least stay friends? No. Why not? Because friends don't lie to friends and develop romantic feelings for other people. I said I was sorry. Sorry doesn't undo the damage. People make mistakes, David. This wasn't a mistake, Emma. This was a choice. You chose to lie to me and pursue someone else. I chose to explore my feelings. Same thing. It's not the same thing. Yes, it is. You chose your feelings for him over your commitment to me. I never stopped being committed to you. You stopped being faithful to me, emotionally, if not physically. I was always planning to choose you in the end. You were planning to string me along until you decided whether you wanted him more than me. That's not true. That's exactly true. You wanted to keep me as your safe option while you explored whether he was a better option. And you couldn't handle the uncertainty. I couldn't handle being lied to and cheated on. So you destroyed everything. I exposed everything. You destroyed it by creating it in the first place. She stood up and looked at me one more time. You know what, David? You're right. I did want to see if there was something better out there. I did want to explore my options. Thank you for finally admitting it. And maybe I found something better. Maybe he did understand me in ways you never could. Maybe he did. So thank you for setting me free to find out. You're welcome. I hope you're happy with yourself. I'm happy that I don't have to wonder if my girlfriend is lying to me anymore. You're going to regret this. The only thing I regret is not tracking your location sooner.